Yeah.
No,
Are you nervous or what?
no. I was like, no, no, I'm good.
Well, I don't see it on the. I'm not seeing it on YouTube yet. I put public. There it is. Okay.
Probably takes a minute.
So yeah. Okay, it's live. So we'll see if anyone pops up in the chat. I'll have it open. There's like a delay, so I guess you know, if there's anything. So yeah. Okay. So if anyone tunes in, this is our little live. If not, well, shoot, it's my fault because I didn't tell anybody. So yeah. So Christy, you were one of my first. I don't know. Were you one of my first guests or which one? You were like
No,
I don't know, one of the first, right? Or no?
yeah. So I think I was like, I can't remember. Like a few in, I think.
No. Yeah. Well, I'll check it out after. But yeah, no. So a lot of things have been happening spiritually. That's what I wanted to start having these lives about, right? For people to be able to talk about things that have been going on, more in real time, right? Because to me, I
Mhm.
know I'm always seeing things. One thing that's been popular, and I know you even sent me some things, was about like this whole UFO situation, right?
Oh yeah.
So how do you feel about that? Like, have you seen any yet, or have you just like you're tripping out on people posting things about these aliens and this and that?
No, it just. I mean, just the one that I shared with you. That happened at my sister's.
Mm.
Yeah, that one was still to this day. I even look. I just go on to see what's that guy's name again?
Which one?
'Cause remember, it was supposed to be based on the guy and his satellites. They're supposed to be flying around.
I don't
Uh,
remember. Is
uh,
this like an old story
Elon
or?
Musk. No, Elon
Oh,
Musk.
Elon Musk. Oh.
Remember, he's supposed to have like all of these like satellites flying together or whatever. But they
Hmm.
always say they're like in a straight line. What trips me out about what I saw, which I have those pictures on, is that they were in a circular motion. Like they went in a circular motion and it's kept spinning, but you could see them going in circle, and then they just got shorter and shorter and shorter. It was weird.
Mm.
That's what I
So
trip
you,
out on because it's like it was this it was just too real because you could just see it right there, and it's because where it happened there's like no houses out there, so you can see everything. So that's
yeah,
what
yeah,
trips me out. Well, that's what I still think about it every day. It's
yeah, yeah.
crazy.
No, absolutely. And you know, I mean, I've been seeing some crazy things. Like, I did this interview, and I know the guy asked me a question. The host, and
Hmm.
I told him I think this year people are gonna start seeing things. And this was last year, and then like when did that Miami thing happen? Like,
Hmm.
was that this year or was that last year?
Which one? The
That whole
Miami?
Miami thing. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
With
that was this year. She's that actually too. Like I don't know. I always get thrown
well,
into
this
the
is
whole.
I know you sent me that video because in that video they're saying there was a portal, and I know you've had experiences with that, right? I don't think we talked about it when I interviewed you. Like I forgot,
Um,
like I said, I gotta check what interview. I think you were number like 13 or something. I don't know. It was a while when I interviewed you, but
mhm.
yeah. Now like I don't know. We talked about the portals, but like you seen portals and stuff. So how do you feel about that? Like I don't know if anyone's listening and you want to share about that whole portal experience. Maybe I see there's somebody on there. So like what was your experience like with this portal thing?
So the one that happened this year, the one
Yeah.
that the one I told you about. So that one was so weird. Like it was here in this house that I just moved into, and to me it kind of looked like how do you say, like, I don't know if anybody's, let me see, I'm trying to explain. So it's just like looks like it's just open, like it's bright, and it just looks like crackling on the outside. I don't know how to, like, kind of like a I don't know, it's like almost like an opening, but
Mm.
it looked like you something like you can go through it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So it's kind of like if I would I would show those pictures, but like on some of those pictures when I was showing you, it showed it like how it looked the very end of it, and
mm.
that's what made me like it was kind of like that's what I saw, like somebody has pictures of this and that's what I saw, like that's how it looks, kind of in a way. Um the only other thing I can think of that kind of explains it, which is crazy because it's like it takes me back to like Ghostbusters.
Ah,
Like, how they go in and out of, like, something, but that's how it seemed. I don't know. It just kinda makes you wonder, like, whoever created that a lot of these movies had to have seen something. Like, why would they
yeah,
make a movie about it and make it look like that?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I've always felt that, like in the movies, they know they're aware, they've seen
Mhm.
it, so they know what's going on, and or either that, right? Like how they say, like either they're preparing us for it, or they already had experience. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like even like when I would see movies about like psychic stuff, right? And I would try to tell my family, and they didn't believe, but then when they saw the movie, they would be all into the movie, and I'll be like, dude, that's
Mhm.
what I used to tell you, like. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And nobody
Mhm.
listens to me. But then when they're looking at these movies about all this psychic stuff, they're like, "Oh, like all excited about the movie," and I'm like, "Dude, I've been telling you that." So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's crazy. So I mean, when you saw that video about the aliens in Florida, you felt like for you believed it because you had seen a portal similar to what they shown in that video, then, right?
Yeah. And not only that, like, the guy who went missing and I think it was Tucson? I think I told you about that. Tucson or Phoenix or somewhere where his friend, where he went missing, like, he's still missing, like, literally, they don't know where he is, but, supposedly, he went through that portal that he created in his room.
I don't.
Uh, I
You
don't
did
know
tell me, but what
did
was that?
yeah, so, the guy, he was, like, so sorry if you guys can hear that, it's real loud. It's an air compressor,
Oh,
but, I think it was in Tucson or Phoenix, I can't remember the exact place, but I know that this guy that was able to create um a portal to like a different time that he did create it and he was filming it like he would go live and show that I think it was on I think it might have been here in YouTube or on TikTok,
mm,
but I know that he was going live and he would show it and like I think there's still videos out there. I need to find it. um but he would go live and he would show it and you can see it was so weird because it's like looking at so say you're looking here and he's showing this thing behind him, but it's just like a little circle like this big.
mm,
And you were able to see like desert on the other side. And it was like an opening, which is weird because you could see through it. And like he was getting close to it, like he was gonna touch it, but then he didn't. So his friend said that he thinks that he might have gone through it. And he's been missing for this long. Like, how can you just make yourself go missing out of nowhere? Do you just like, well, I guess you can go missing, but um, to never be found, And they went to his house and everything. His neighbor said that even their cameras on the outside of their houses show him going home, but he never came back out. So how is he? And there's cameras everywhere. Like you can't go and do anything without a camera being on a light post on your neighbors. Like everywhere is literally you can see whatever. And they never found him. So they don't know how he got out of his
mm,
house because they looked at all angles. So that's what trips me out too is okay, he created this portal and he's missing, still missing to this day. So what does that tell you? Is it real? It's really trippy.
yeah. And so when you seen your portal, you didn't go stick like you didn't want to stick your hand through it or your head through it or nothing like that.
Oh man, I wanted to so bad. I really did. And like when I looked there and like when I looked through, I don't know if I ever told you, but when I looked through, I seen my old backyard to where
Oh,
to where I used to where I grew up when I was younger. And that kind of freaked me out. I was like, I don't want to go back in time You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like I would do anything to see my whole family together again, type thing.
Mm,
But then it was like, what if I go through it and I die? Like what if that's it? So that's kind of where the stopping point came from. But then at the same time, it was like maybe it wasn't my time to just,
mm,
whatever. I don't know. I don't know if it was. How do I explain it? Like I don't know if it was like a portal or was it where I could choose to go over or what? Because it's really unexplainable situation. But I haven't seen it since. So.
no, but when you had told me about seeing the portal, like I had a friend that had told me they even sent me that they sent me a picture and it was like it was dark though, so I couldn't really see, but I could see like something, right? But it was like
Mhm.
blurry. So it was funny that within like the same time that you told me, like within months, like they had told me, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's pretty and the same. I think they didn't want to like. There's that thing about like I don't know if I should go through it or what's gonna happen, right? Um,
Yeah.
and was that the only time you've ever seen a portal, or has there been another time?
No, I seen my dad go through a portal. I think I told you about that. So I think it might have been in that interview that we did back a while ago.
Hmm.
Um I seen him come out of it. I didn't know where he went. So we were at this place we called Old Place and it's in Wyoming. I remember looking for him and I couldn't find him and I didn't know where he went. And everybody's like, "Oh, he's just right down the field, whatever." And I looked and looked. I didn't see him nowhere. And then I just remember going around my grandpa's house and then coming back to the other side and then seeing him come out of somewhere. But then there's like no door there, like how do you explain that there's no door? But there was no portal, like there wasn't a portal like how I seen it here. Um, is this literally like just came out of thin air? Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
out, it's just I don't know how to explain it, but just that is bizarre, so I don't know if some portals are just like are hidden and some are like seeable. I don't know how that works. Or if it's like what do they call it? Like astral projection type thing? I don't know. It just kind of makes you wonder like, okay, is it spiritual or is it I don't know. It's a tough conversation on spiritual or scientific, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. But
Yeah.
when you seen that with your dad, you never asked him about it. Like you never told him, like,
I've asked him when I grew up more because I was little when I seen that, and I didn't understand it, but I remember asking him about it. And he just laughed at me. Oh, you always see things, you see things. And
ah,
like he just made it sound like it was nothing, but no, it was nothing. Like, no, I saw you.
that's
I don't
crazy.
know. I don't know. My dad, there was a lot of things that made me question my dad because I have a lot of questions for him on stuff that happened that are just very unexplainable.
And your dad was really spiritual, right? He was really tapped in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like during a ceremony or anything, right? It was just like he just you just seen him come out of a portal.
No, and well, see, I talked to my brothers about it. Um, it was years ago, but I remember I was talking to my brothers when they were all alive, and they were saying that they're like, no, dad knew where they were. He knows where those portals are out there. They're like, there's portals everywhere out there. They're like, there's some down the hill, and so I'd asked my mom about it. She said, yeah, she said there's portals out there. Like okay, like nothing, like you're just gonna tell me there's portals out there, but no, tell me where. um, but no, they said that there was because like they would go out there at night and they'd always have to go check on our horses. Come to the whole alien thing. I think I told you about that. Our horse missing and everything.
Oh,
um,
wow.
so that whole land there in Wyoming is just so freaking bizarre. There's so many stories with that place. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So they would see him come out, go in and out, and then like one time it was really late at night. They actually seen like these army men. They're glowing, going, coming in, coming out from somewhere, and they shined they had one of those big, cop lights. What are they called? Whatever. And they would shine the light on it, and it would disappear. Then they take the light off it. It would be still walking where it was walking. So
Okay.
then it would go through another area. And then they'd be gone. So it's like I wonder if they even realize that they're to different going through different places or what. But yeah, I sound like a crazy person, but
Nah, hey,
those are the stories.
no, no. I've heard this, and where that was happening, was it part of the reservation or that was actually like just regular Wyoming?
No, it was on a reservation. It's actually where it used to be on a road called Yellow Calf, and Chief
Mm.
Yellow Calf was actually buried on top of the hill, on another part of somebody else's land, but it's like on top of a hill. Um, and that area, Yellow Calf, is actually was where they had war with, you know,
Oh.
yeah, it was kind of like a battleground. Yeah, battleground. So a lot happened right there.
Mm. Oh,
Yeah.
those army men, you think did they look like they had old uniforms or it was like current time kind of thing?
Mm-mm. It was like old school. They said that's why they called them green men because they were green.
Mm.
They were like glowing green, like green, and they had it didn't look like newer uniforms, I guess you would say.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hmm.
Yeah, but like, I mean, once I went, I remember at a ceremony, someone told me that, but they told me after, I was like, well, why didn't you say nothing? Like, I would have at least looked to see if I saw something, right? But they said, man, when we came out, like, we got out of sweat, like, I don't know. It was already late, it was like
Hmm.
probably midnight or something, who knows? But, they said that they saw a portal, like, above, because that's right there. It was kind of like, not mountains, but there's like all these huge like rocks and hills. I mean, they almost look like mountains, but just small, right? Like
Hmm.
all these rocks and it's an area like that. And I remember a friend telling me that they saw a portal there too. And I know there's been other, like my friend, the one that said that they saw one and they just didn't go through it. But I actually seen one, but never like it was like in a vision, right? And I was
Hmm.
looking at all these portals, and each one went to a different place. You know what I mean? How you said you saw it going, but see, you saw it like
Yeah.
I just thought I was like, I know I wasn't asleep. It's just like I went into this, and I could just see it like being in this place, and then seeing all these portals and looking through, and each one went to a different place.
Hmm.
So it was just crazy. But see, here's the weird thing. It's almost like, like let's say this morning you went and you cooked some food, right?
Hmm.
Like it's a memory. You know what I mean? You know the difference between, oh, I imagined something or it's a memory. And that's what that felt like. It felt like a memory of me looking at all these portals.
Oh,
It's in there like
yeah.
a memory. So that's the weird thing. You know what I mean? I was like, what the hell
Yeah.
is that about? 'Cause I've never, I've had people tell me about portals and all this and that, but to say that, I remember really looking at one or anything, I couldn't say before that, right? But now that I've seen that, it's
Hmm.
pretty interesting. So. I don't know, but it feels like a memory. That's a weird thing, you know what I mean? Like the memory thing. Like, why is it in there? All of a sudden,
Yeah.
like, yeah, like this morning, like when you go to put on your shoes or something, like it's in there. Like I remember doing it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, all that. But yeah, yeah. So anything else has been happening, or I know we got into this whole portal thing.
I know. I wanted, what I wanted to hear about was the whole alien thing you talked about. So
Which
you
one? Because there's been so many.
No, just recently, the one that was recently. So how did
The most recent one, I had a recent one that was a little. It wasn't scary, but it was just crazy because it was almost like they were here. Like it was like I was having a normal day, just like there was even a friend that I know that we were there. It was a house. almost like a get together with someone's birthday, something. But
Mhm.
this house even had like a basement. There was an upstairs, and I had never been in this house. I didn't know what house this was, but we went outside, and there was like all these alien ships, and they were so detailed. Like shit, if I was good at drawing, like I could draw them, but it was better even than like a Hollywood movie. I never even seen this in a movie. Just the amount of detail that they had, and then the whole sky was on fire because it was like the jets from here were fighting like the alien jets. You know what I mean? Or not jets, but the ships. You know. And then it was like, yeah, I remember the first thing, like we had to go, right? Like it was like people wanted to go hide in the basement, and I was like, we go to the basement, like they're coming, right? Like they're here. It was
Mhm.
like a full on kind of like invasion. I was like, well, we're not gonna wait it out in the basement. So I was like, we're not gonna take a car because yeah, all the everyone's escaping right now. All the streets are gonna be packed, so we're going on foot. And it was like I just took charge, and then there was like I don't know, maybe 20 people that we had to get out of there. And I just remember I even woke up like that. I was like, shit, I should have had more like ammunition, right? That was the first thing I was like, damn, I should have got more. So when I woke up, I was like, shit, I need to go more. But like magazines, right? Not just like yeah. Anyone that knows about like bullets are super heavy, right? You're not gonna be lugging around. But it was like, damn, I should have been more prepared. That was the first thing when I woke up. It took a while to realize like, oh shit, this wasn't. So that's why it felt really real. And
Mhm.
then just weeks before that, I think I had told you about that one. I don't know if I had, but it was like if I was, I guess almost like that, like astral projecting into like, and I was in my house and there were just aliens everywhere. But there was a bunch of like they were like waist high, and then there was
Mhm.
one that was like in a room, and then I was walking towards them, and it was a shadowy figure, but that one was like my height, and then at first I thought it was like my dad for some reason, but he's alive and everything, so it's not like it was his spirit or nothing. I was like
Mhm.
dad, like that, and then but I think I said in Spanish like a and then or something, and then I just
Mm. Hello. We lost him.
oh,
What happened?
the live ended, huh?
You like it just shut off or something?
Oh, so it's timed?
Again, that actually happened.
Is it timed then or what?
No, no. These don't get time is still live right now.
Or shit, did they
Nope.
turn me off?
That's what I said. It
They turned
happened.
me off?
That's why I just laughed. You're not supposed to talk about it.
Live again, huh? That's weird. I want here, let me see. I'm just gonna end it then because
Again, froze up. Hello?
gosh, damn,
There you
froze
are.
again. Oh, there you are. Damn, it froze again, huh?
Yeah.
All right. And so we're talking well, yeah, that's weird, huh?
That's why I'm laughing.
It
I'm
was
like,
perfect.
it's you again? They don't want you
It was
talking
perfect
about
because
him.
this is already a set. This isn't the same live, right? It already broke up with the other live,
No,
or
still
you
same
think it's
live.
the same live? Really?
Yeah, it's still
Wow,
going.
that
It's
was
on
weird.
24 minutes and 12 seconds.
Oh, okay. Damn. So I don't know what the like me talking about aliens or something. That was weird.
That's
But yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I don't know. But yeah, just that I've been having those experiences. But it doesn't feel like it's more than dreams, right? Because when you wake up, you can still feel it. The main
Hmm.
thing for me, I mean, I don't care, right? Because I've already been experiencing this in the spirit world, and to me, that feels realer than this most of the time, anyways, right? So but the other one, I was nervous more for people. Like it felt like people would be nervous when if they see what it was crazy because actually I don't know if you sent it to me. I think it was this random video popped up on TikTok, and it was this
Hmm.
lady, but she was going all like crazy, right? I guess she found that nobody believed her, and she was like, "Oh, like I've shown video, and you guys say I'm crazy and this and that." So that reminded me of kind of the way I was feeling that when people started seeing things that they were gonna be kind of like maybe that right, like kind of maybe they'll be upset that some people don't believe them or freaked out because of what they saw. Because she sounded both right. She sounded freaked out because of what she saw, and she sounded upset that nobody believed her, right? And she's like, "I got the damn video. You could see the video that this and that, and the it's like the weird lights coming and this and that." So you know what? I should try to reach out and see if that lady wants to do an interview, and she could share maybe
That'd be
if
cool.
she
That'd
wants.
be awesome. See, like, yeah, see stuff like that. Just put them on.
Yeah, because
Um,
I think a lot of that is gonna start happening this year more already. You know.
hmm
So yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
So
did have
yeah,
a question
and
though. What did they look like?
while the little ones just, it was like they were all in the shadows, right? And then they started coming out, and their eyes got brighter and brighter, but they were all like waist high. So it was weird. It was like more like I could see their silhouettes, right? Like they didn't really have. That's why I thought like it was funny because right after that happened, or it had just happened that I think one of the guys I interviewed does that hypnosis thing. So I was like, huh, I wonder if maybe that was like maybe if I were to go like do the hypnosis thing, maybe I could see if I really did see
Oh
the
yeah.
clarity. You know what I mean? Cause but I would have to do it with somebody I trust. I don't want to just have anybody. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of
Yeah, yeah, good.
yeah, but I'll do it just for that, just to see, cause I feel like I saw them clearer. But it's more like like when you have these spiritual experiences, it's like even when you see spirits or something, it's like everything's telepathic.
hmm
You know what I mean? So it was more like that. I just knew. It's like I knew what they were. I knew who they were.
hmm
So it was something like I didn't even think about like it didn't really matter what they looked like in a sense. You know what I mean? Because I already knew what they were for some reason, and so that like you know what I think like there's something like I feel like I did see because I remember the next day I started looking online. I was like looking to see if I could find the ones that I saw.
hmm
You know what I mean? Something like that. So I feel like I did see them clearly. It's just yeah, I don't know. Like it's been a few weeks, so but yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. Like the whole like the hip. What is it? The hypnotherapy thing
Yeah,
to see.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah. Anything else interesting has that been happening with you or not really?
Lately, not too much. My mind's been, I mean, it's super busy. Just I think my mind's been too busy lately.
You
But
doing
like
things?
a lot, yeah, like having just different things. There was something, but I know I think about it. Talk about it right now.
No, no, it's all good.
um.
But yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh yeah. So going back to that when we were talking about the portal, or not portals, but that same place, old place I was talking about.
Uh-huh.
The funny thing
In
about that is,
Wyoming, right?
yeah, the funny thing about that is we are talking about aliens right before that. I think I told you about this one where our horse went missing
Oh,
in
yeah.
in the pasture, and like there was no, like you could not see no prints of it ever leaving the corral, and a
Mm,
whole week went by. I think it was like a week. Yeah, a whole week went by, and then all of a sudden it was back in the corral, standing in the same exact place it last was.
what
But
the
the
hell?
the crazy part about it is it was white because he was brown. I think he was brown. I think his name
What
was
the?
Snickers. Yeah, I think his name was Snickers. So he's brown and he was white. Like his hair was white. It was like, but and so the other thing about it is that, okay, so he came back, his hair color is white, but there was no tracks or anything around the corral of him
Wow.
going back in or anything. So that's another thing that just kind of makes me think like, how the heck does that? Like there's no other way. And if it's unexplainable like that, like this kind of makes you wonder. Like I don't know, but that place is unusual. And I know like living on a reservation, everybody's like super spiritual and everything. So I don't know if it's just because of that, because like, well, I never really, I did. Yeah, I did. I lived in other places that wasn't the res, but still it felt like everything happened on res. You know what I mean? And I
Mm.
don't know, it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
because everybody there is so spiritual, like, and everybody's understanding and knowing and feeling and wanting to dig deeper.
yeah.
And compared to like live in other places where a lot of people are just too busy to think or want to know or to feel or anything like that. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah.
if there's a difference, um, but yeah, there's that was another thing, alien wise, that was crazy is the horse going missing and coming back, and the hair white. His hair was white, and
Yeah, wow.
I think I remember seeing somebody say that they had something go missing. I don't know. Could have been a movie, but something about something going missing, but then they came back and her hair was white too.
Hmm.
I can't think of the movie or the TikTok or anything because I've been watching a lot of stuff. So I try to send, whatever I can that soaks in my head. But yeah, I remember seeing something about it that's similar.
Yeah, yeah. That's crazy. So you guys never figured out like, and the horse looked normal and everything. Everything was.
Other than that, just being looking older and everything, yeah, it was fine. Just yeah. Well, looked like it didn't eat for a while, but yeah,
Oh,
like a whole
shit.
week didn't eat.
And
So
there
that
was
was
no way it could have jumped in the corral or anything like that, like without someone putting it in there.
unless they had a crane and they were like far away.
Or...
But there's no
That's
no
crazy.
truck no truck tracks or anything. So
Hmm.
that's what gets me is there was no markings or anything. Like they're monitoring it like every day, trying to stay there every night to see if anybody would show up or anything. But no, nothing.
Wow.
That's the crazy part.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing.
Hmm.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, yeah. No, well, shoot. I guess on that note, we'll end it right there. Uh, yeah. So, because I hear my dogs going crazy, and I don't know. I think I don't want them to fight. The last time that happened, I went out and one of them was all bloody and stuff, and I was like, shoot. So yeah, I want to go make sure they're not. No, well, that's crazy, right? Because we've been doing this, all these little things have been happening, and I'm like, what the hell, you know?
Yeah.
First, the live went crazy, then my dogs are acting all crazy outside, and so yeah, I'm just gonna go check that out real quick. So thank you anybody that tuned in. I mean, we had the chat open, so next time we do it live as well, like anyone could have chimed in if they had any kind of experiences with with anything really. So, but thank you, Christy. We'll go live again soon. Thank you so much for being open about your experiences. Yeah, and if anyone else had any experiences with portals or anything like that, leave it in the chat or anything like that. We'd love to hear about it. So, all right, on that note, thank you so much for joining me on the first live. And yeah, thank you, Chrissy. It's been an honor.
Yep. So yeah.
Okay, talk to you soon. All right, bye.